Hey, this is Scott from PRSSetups.com, place where you get 2 different builder setup packs for 20 bucks a month. Really awesome deal. We are at Charlotte. Let's take a lap. All right, let's go over that lap. So essentially this is about 27, 28 laps in, somewhere around there. So essentially what's going to happen is the tires are going to lose grip and then you are going to push a little bit in the center. So you're going to have to use brake maybe starting lap 20 or something like that. You don't really have to use the brakes the first handful of laps, but if you want to save tires, save your right front, you can hit the brakes from the beginning. If you're running the Coke 600, I'd highly recommend making sure you slow the center down so your right front tire doesn't push off the car and then you get really tight. So you kind of want to back your run down. You know, you can run deep into the 29s, but mid 29s to high 29s would be good to start with. With the 600, you're probably going green for significant periods of time, and you'll have to pit and all that stuff. So we're going to go over this lap. So your first let-off point, Bank of America and Cup Series sign. If you're saving tires, do the Bank of America. If you're not saving tires, you can go all the way to the Cup sign. But notice that I'm using a tiny bit of brake after I do gas, just to make sure the car is held right here on the line. And you kind of hold the brake until right here past the Toyota sign. You can let off the brake and start gassing it up. Notice that I'm not completely full throttle, but pretty full throttle. You're going to work the throttle off the corner. Then down here in 3, you're going to look at this line right here. That's going to be your lift point. When the run gets really long and you need to pass somebody, you can go a little higher on entry and kind of go down the track and pass the guy that is slower than you. The other thing to note about 3 and 4 is it's one of the weirder mile and a half. It actually starts tightening up a little bit more, which kind of gives you the illusion that you can gas up early. But if you gas up early, you're going to push, and then slap the wall off of 4. So you have to be patient through here. You might even have to use a little brake a little earlier in 3 and 4 than 1 and 2. So just make a note of that. If your nose is pushing, use brake. It works every time, and your tires are going to be happy. So you notice I, right here on the line, throttle down, still not very much brake, but enough to hold the nose through the center. And then we are past the Toyota sign again, letting off the brake and then getting right back on the gas. And we're not full throttle, because if you full throttle it too much, it will just push up. And then you aim for the Cup Series sign and come off here. So let me back up a little bit, and to note, if you do push up and your lefts or rights gets caught right here in this seam, it seems to want to pull the car around, so be careful through there. There's actually a bump in through here too that might upset the car, so just be aware of that. If you're up too high, it might snap loose. There's definitely some grooves and stuff right here that the car reacts to, and the paint has some grip, so both corners, make sure your lefts are on the paint, make sure to get it around the corner. And that's a lap here at Charlotte. The fuel runs about 63, 64, 65 laps. Just try to save tires like always. The track will transition to be tighter because cooler is tighter for this car, because the rear aero body stuff will make the rears grip more, which will make the front lose more. So you may need to add half a pound or a pound to the right rear tire during the run to make sure it stays freed up. And also make sure that you're being very, very disciplined to be on the bottom line, because people are going to miss the bottom, not hit the brakes like you're going to do, push up, make sure to get your run underneath them, and make good passes. And good luck, everybody.